Good evening and welcome to the review of the World Cup round 4 of the tiebreaks. Today with you as usual, Georgi and Arkady. Georgi, how are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. Doing great. Always happy to see some tie breaks and actions. I'm a big fan of it. So some stuff going on there, upsets, etc. So looking forward to seeing it.
And a lot of upsets. A lot of upsets. Actually, there are just a couple of 2,700 players left. Most of them already long time home. Very many upsets, and this is a bit strange, no, Georgi, that we have now much more 2-6 players than actually 2-7 players in the game. How can you explain that?
Well, I think I might have one of the explanation, but not something which is quite direct and obvious for the audience. But my main guess is that maybe I don't exactly know how to say, like they overpressed in some positions, these high rated players where they were not supposed to, because perhaps they kind of undervalued their opponents as well. I guess that's the main catch, because when I see the quality of the games, these 2600s definitely are playing better, at least in most of the matches, and surprisingly high level chess they are showing. So
Okay,
I'm not
so
sure what is the exact reason, but yeah. Difficult question.
so you think that they're over pushing? For example, for me, it doesn't seem so much that they are actually pushing because in most of the cases they are getting pushed. One of the biggest upsets that we see now is, let's say, Kamer is out. So was he really pushing for a win? I
Oh
don't think so.
no.
So
So my
it was a tough
everyone, my
match.
top three people are out already. So I have no chance whatsoever.
But was he pushing too much? Was he over pushing? I'm not so sure in that. Yeah. Then we have basically Matsudlu lost his match against VE. We're gonna go into the details very soon, but here maybe VE actually been the favorite, so he managed to win. Rapport is losing to Shankland. Could you guess it? So
Interesting. Interesting.
and Grebnyov is just crushing Maxima Shilograf. So crushing him actually in
Wow.
a very nice way that Maxim tries to survive all game and just did not manage. He just got outplayed in the rapid chess. So I don't have the feeling that actually the top players they are out pushing somewhere, risking too much, and because of that they're losing the game. They're just being outplayed. So the guys are just somehow on the same level, if not say they're better, because statistically, what do we see? Just couple of 2,700 players left, and majority is under. So quite a shock, no? Because very surprising to me. It is very, very surprising to me. Okay.
Definitely, actually, that's really surprising, no doubt. Actually, I'm curious, who is left from Indian players,
Just
from
Iragashi, I think.
elite players? Enrigaisi is
No,
the
but I
only
think
one,
we just
right?
have Iragashi left. There is nobody else. So Iragashi,
Everyone
and
is
that's it.
out.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
very surprising. Very, very surprising. And actually, let's start with a game of Pragnananda against Dubov. So we are in the second game of tiebreak. The first game, Dubov just made 12 moves off a draw. Pragnananda accepted because Dubov been white. Now Dubov black, Pragnananda is white. And I guess the strategy of Dubov is usually the same. He wants to get the match somehow into the blitz play. I don't know why he likes it so much, but of course he's very strong in blitz. Maybe he's just very practical. He says, okay, I'm gonna save a bit of time, I'm gonna save a bit of nerves and as well energy. So Dubov is playing much less games than other players because he makes his short draws and hoping to win in the tiebreaks. So as well here, first game of tiebreak, short draw. Now we have Dubov black, Pragnananda is white, and Dubov manages to win a very, very nice game. So let's see. We have the Italian and d4. So Pragnananda is trying something new. We have d6 by Dubov. What is this, Georgi?
First time. Actually, something like that being good, I'm saying. Uh, yeah,
He's
I
joking,
usually
no?
take.
He's just
Yeah, I
joking.
usually take the pawn. I'm not sure. And did he get a good position out of it though?
Yeah, he manages to outplay Praggnanandhaa later. So, but wow,
Yeah,
yeah, I
just
mean,
e takes d4, I think, is definitely by far
it's the
the
main, of
main
course.
continuation.
Yes, yes, of course. This leads,
That's
I
what I
think,
do.
in most of the cases to quite a forced draw. Actually, I don't know what Praggnanandhaa has prepared, but Dubov plays very fast the move d6, so he doesn't care. And we have the move d5. Makes sense, of course. White can do anything
Hmm.
here. Knight c3 is fine. Short castle is fine. D takes e5 even might give a small advantage for white, but d5 is the most principal. Knight b8. So here we have a position which must be better for white, but it's a very playable position. Let's call it like that. And Dubov manages to outplay Praggnanandhaa here easily, just easily. So it will be one-way road. Let's see. Bishop e7, a4 is a useful move. Usually black goes c6 and we have this b5 threat, so a4 is typical way. a5 as well, because after a5 black is getting a little squeezed. So a5, queen e2, c6, h3, all is pretty normal. Short castle, short castle. Georgi, how would you evaluate such a position?
Well, I always thought that Philidor kind of setups were undervalued in general. Because, okay, the computer usually gives the advantage to white pieces, but it was kind of never clear the main plans, and black had quite zero IQ positions. But this looks a little bit different. Like the pawn being all the way to d5 with a c6 at any moment traded rook d1, having a good stronghold on the d5 one. I really don't like this for black because it feels like many weaknesses have been created and not much to gain out of it. So I prefer to play with the white pieces just because of the simplicity, and the d5 outpost will play a role one day as well. So
Okay, so
yeah, like very typical Philidor slash perk variations have a bit different kind of actions there, but this seems like a4 a5 inclusion will be benefiting white though, in my opinion. I'm not so sure about that, but it feels like it
okay,
to me.
so let's take a look. We have the move rook d1, so very useful move by white, and we have queen c7. So, for example, what do you believe is a good plan for white here? Just like your first view, what would you do with white here?
Something like bishop e3, actually, maybe.
Okay, so you would like
Maneuvering
to
the
play
knight
bishop
to
e3
d2,
and knight to d2.
maybe moving the bishop away and give the. I guess knight will end up on b4 at some point. Some bishop b3, knight c4. Something like
Okay, let's
along
say I
these
play knight to
lines.
b4. So what was actually the idea of white? Because I'm threatening to play c takes d5 at some moment, or I just play simple moves as bishop d7 followed by rook fc8. So what is the next move of white?
That's a tough one. Let's say if I tuck it back on b3, for instance, the bishop,
But even if I,
that will give me something.
but even here is not so obvious, I think. I don't know if I take, you're gonna take with the pawn, knight.
My plan is pawn takes and then some knight b5 c3s to play for, or it's not as good.
But I don't know,
Something
Georgia.
something like these,
Okay,
basically.
let's say I play bishop d7. Okay, you convinced me that might be not the time for playing cd. Let me play bishop d7 and followed by rook fc8.
Let's play like Kartik, go for queen c4.
Queen c4, yeah. Queen c4
Kartik
is
style.
strong. Rook c8, and what you're gonna do now against the move cd?
Mm, do I not have the possibility of taking on c6 with knight g5, or am I going so
Ooh,
far in
but
this?
I don't know, because this is super forced. I have d5, I have bishop
Uh,
e8. You must be sure, yeah, that something works out now.
I
Otherwise,
need Kartik's help actually right now, and I'll be fine.
oh, but I think, Georgi, many people, as I said correctly, underestimate the structures. It's by far not easy. It's by far not easy to play with white here, because usually computers are very happy because they're very tactical. So, for example, you go like bishop. In the game, we have bishop g5. I don't think it's a bad move. I think it's pretty normal. Um, Usually, computers they like to play b3 in these positions. But for human, it's not an easy move to make because actually, what do you want after the move b3? So we go b3. What's next? Yeah, this is a question. It's not obvious.
B3, is the bishop even going on that direct? Yeah, that's why I actually always thought that these positions are quite complex. But what do you think about this a4, a5 inclusion, actually?
No, but this is okay.
What do you think it benefits?
No, but this is okay. This is completely normal to play a4, a5. I don't think it's good or bad. It's just pretty normal. Position of white is better, but I think position of white is not much better. Yes, this is a very, very fighting position, and also Dubov would not play something that is super bad. Yeah, obviously. So many people overestimate the chances of white here. I think, for example, that black has quite an easy play actually, yeah, because we go bishop d7, we go knight b4, and we put something on c8. And white has to prove that white is doing better. Yes, objectively speaking, white is doing better, but it's not an easy game, yeah? So we should not underestimate the position of black. And for example, Pragnananda is choosing a plan which is strange to me because he gives away the bishop. So this is little strange. It's possible to play like that, yes, but it's a bit strange. Usually computers, what they like here is to give the second bishop. So this is a very, very typical idea to give these two bishops and then you play knight d2, knight c4. I saw this idea for the first time maybe like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. And I was completely shocked because I said, how's this can be good for white, no? You give away a bishop pair, can you play like that over the board? So for example, me, I was very confused because I thought it's just bad to do that, yeah? And actually computers, they are happy with that. But it's so difficult. Even if you know it, you might not do it because it's just so weird.
I see. Yes, I've seen this kind of ideas, maneuvering the knight on d2, c4 quite a lot.
Yeah, just give up two bishops and knight d2.
Two bishops, I wouldn't be the big fan of it though.
But this is what computer suggests. Just small interruption. I'm gonna show you position how I get usually these positions. So out of 4 knights, because I played a lot of games and 4 knights, and there is a move knight d4, which is the main move. Now we have short castle, and this is one of the main lines. Yeah, that is being considered to be completely okay for black. Queen c7, bishop g5. Let's say bishop e7. I play, let's say a4, short castle, and rook e1, h6. Now the best is to take and to play d5. So there's quite a similarity to what we see now. Yes, it's a bit different, but not much different, let's say like that. And then computer is very happy by playing queen d3, knight d2, knight c4. Human-wise, I'm not sure that white is doing better. Computer is showing that white is doing slightly better, but strange, yeah. It just feels so strange to give up the bishop pair. I mean, now 2 bishops versus 2 knights, and 2 knights should be favorable. Really strange. So let's go back to the game that we analyze currently. That's why the idea of bishop f6 is not bad, but it's just strange. And now he plays the move knight d2. This is a huge mistake. So, sorry, wrong arrow. Even the mouse got excited. So, knight d2 is wrong. Because now knight c5, and maybe black is doing better already. So knight d2, a huge positional error by Pragnananda. In case he wants to go for this bishop takes f6, then he has to take on a6. So you say A, you say B. He said A, and then he switched to letter E.
Z.
Okay, that is a handshake. But we are not there yet. The letter Z is to come, but knight d2 is so strange for me, for example, to see Pragnananda playing this move knight to d2, because he is one of the best chess players in the world, and this is quite an obvious positional mistake. So a little bit confusing for me, because yeah, he's so good, and his results are so good, and for so many years he's one of the top chess players. But knight d2 is just a wrong decision, basically. Yeah. All right, let's go knight c5. I think Dubov been super happy, no, with this. He gave me a bishop. Now I put the knight on c5. Let's play bishop a2. White is trying to get the knight to c4. Bishop e7. Yeah, nice, and bishop d7. And we have black maybe with a little bit squeezed position, but I think black is better. black is just doing better. There is no way for
Looks
white.
like it.
Yeah, because what's the plan of white? Sometimes we have this tricky plan that we play somewhere like queen d2, and then we try to take on e5, and there's like no defense against it. So this might equalize at some point for white, but I don't think that white can hope to get better in this position. And black, long term, king h8. Then let's go maybe somewhere with a move f5. Let's bring eventually the rook to c8, and then let's see what happens. So g6 as well, very nice. King g7, then f5. Black has all time in the world, because what's the plan of white here?
Definitely. And we have got some comments as well, actually, on top of everything. Here, by the way, this stuff, I have the feeling that bishop g5 maneuvering the knight, first of all, to make a comment on that. It's still quite complex for me, because if there is no c takes d5 included, and black definitely is not planning to do that, they easily go after the kingside attack, right? Something is happening there. And I don't see the way how white can force the matter on the flank. This is what I don't like the most for white.
Very difficult, yeah.
There, so yeah, it seems like bishop g5, bishop f6 was a really, really terrible
No, but I think that
positional.
not to give up the bishop, but he had to give the second bishop. So you can take on f6, but then you must take on a6. So he took on f6 and did not take on a6. Now, just let's imagine we would not have the bishop on a2 and we would change it against the knight on c5. Would you do it? Yes, of course. Anytime, no? Just imagine this bishop on a2 and this knight on c5. If we could take away from the board, now these two pieces down, of course white would do it. Definitely white would do it. Yeah, so that's the point, that not the idea bishop f6 is bad, but idea bishop f6 without taking on a6 is bad. So by the way, in the comments we see how can I keep contact with you guys. Just subscribe. We would be happy to see you as our subscriber. So we just started. In the beginning it's always difficult, so just subscribe. All right, let's proceed. So we have rook b1, another a bit strange move by Pragnananda. Rook d8. Okay, Dubov just puts the pieces to nice squares. Why not? And we have the move b4. So I think b4 again is looking weird. Maybe it's okay, but it's looking strange. And we can see how Dubov provokes the move b4. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, it's like, do you want to play b4? Let me play rook d8. Yeah,
go for it.
This is funny. Yeah, it's like let's see. Do you want to play b4? So
like, I had the feeling it was like, I'm not looking, you know, like, go ahead.
This is amazing.
No problem.
Yeah, this is so funny.
He just goes back.
Pragnananda, I want to play before. Okay. Go.
Just like, go ahead. I'm not looking. Literally, yes. It is that case.
And now rook a8 back. And indeed, in my opinion, b4 move very dangerous for white strategically. Now a4 pawn is weak. Now we have the dark squares, and dark squares is a serious meta. Not immediately, because black cannot do something immediately, but long term, bishop d8, bishop a5. We should keep this idea in mind. Bishop d8, bishop a5, and this idea will as well decide the game. Very dangerous position strategically already for white. Knight to b6, rook a7, and white is just taking the bishop on d7. I think a bit desperation by Pragnananda, to be honest. Looks strange. Queen f3, rook a8 back, so there is no rush. Black is keeping the queens on the board, very important, because in endgame white might survive. King h7, g6 eventually coming next, h4, bishop d8, very beautiful. Bishop is getting to f5. Georgi, he's getting completely outplayed, no?
Actually, what I'm trying to understand right here is that what direct breakthroughs white will be able to come up with. Because the way it's getting going there, the c5 knight is holding everything together. And really, if this bishop gets to... This is quite famous motif in all the Sicilians. I've seen it a lot, this bishop maneuver. It just looks like white is out of play. And you know, if it all comes down to d5 pawn versus c6, black has it covered really well. So I'm trying to figure out for white if there are any resources, but I have hard time seeing it.
Very difficult. I think position of white is not bad, but it's just so hard to play. And black is just
And for black, it's
overwhelming.
already right after bishop d8.
Don't know if you have 0 IQ if you would play bishop d8, but
No, after that, that's why I'm saying it. After that, it's very important to
maybe.
mention the timing on that.
Maybe Georgi. Yeah. So take bishop b3, bishop a5,
That's
rook
weird.
c4. What a rook. Rook d8. So by the way, the rook from a8 moved rook
And
a8,
d8.
rook a8, rook a7, rook a8, rook d8. Yeah, it's like you have all time in the world. Yeah, just stay calm, and that's it. But actually,
No
it's a
problem.
strong play by Dubov. So rook d8, of course, is a good move because maybe rook takes c5 and rook d7 might give some counter chances to white. Rook d8 is a good play. Queen f3, king h8. So everything is very solid. Dubov, he's not rushing the things. Of course, black might try to push something. I don't know, actually, if something f5, d5, some... But why to rush? So king h8. Now, no problem. Knight e2, d5. Alright, if knight goes away, so now d5 is too obvious not to play it. Rook g4. Georgi, rook takes d5, I guess e4, no?
e4, yes.
Or
Yes.
do we miss something? Maybe even just take and then rook d8. Is it a mate? Queen h4? No, it's not a mate. So e4.
Oh, queen f5, and
F5.
now I will take it.
And now you're gonna take it. Queen takes,
Yes.
and rook to
Now
d8.
go rook
Correct.
d8.
Very
Yes,
beautiful
yes.
calculation as well by
That's what
Dubov.
I had in mind.
Dubov is very, very strong in short time controls, of course. Impressive mate, by the way. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. I guess
And how long
Pragnananda
he spent? Just curious. d5. He spent
40,
roughly 40
seconds.
seconds.
Okay, but still.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice play by black. Rook g4, e4, yeah. e3. Looks normal to me to play e3 here. Opposite color bishops. It means if the position of the white king will get open. Bad news for the white king. Bishop takes d5. The guys are so tough. Just with 20 seconds to play bishop takes d5. Everything is hanging. Crazy. Takes bishop b6. What a pin. What a pin. King
It's an
h1.
immortal. And he sacrificed. What?
Knight d3.
A queen e2 coming.
Very nice play.
No, he actually
Very
I
strong.
kind of understand Dubov's decisions why he went for the faster time control as soon as possible.
Very strong.
It's quite obvious at this point.
And of course, position is completely winning. Also, he's not searching for some tricky win. He just takes the pawn a4. 100% winning now. Doesn't matter what happens. It's a winning.
And he
position
took
for
on
black.
h5 later as well. Actually, we'll have a look.
Very calm, yeah. Very, very
Here,
calmly.
just-
Not even playing queen d4.
No need.
No need. Huge game, no, Georgi? Just a huge game.
Yes,
in my
indeed.
opinion.
Yes, indeed.
Huge
Bravo.
game by Dubov, positionally crushing Pragnananda. No, but it seems like these two players are on completely different level, no? Like completely different level. And actually,
I would say minimum 200 rating points difference in this game.
no, but even from understanding, from chess understanding, no, it's like okay, Dubov is going for a complicated but worse position, and outplays very easily Pragnananda just by pure chess understanding. And actually, Pragnananda
had the
has
feeling-
100 elo points more. How is it possible?
Yes. I have the feeling that I'm not sure in fast time control if he does though. That needs to be checked probably. They just show maybe this is a classical
This
one,
is a classical,
but
of course, yes.
that's classic. But there is another point that clearly Pragnananda didn't know how to play these positions at all. He made a strategical mistake, and perhaps Dubov has a decent amount of experience, at least in that variations, and understood that it's not that simple to play. That's why he went for this setup.
Georgi,
But let's not forget the fact that it was Pragnananda which provoked it in the beginning, right?
Georgi, but
With his
you're-
d4.
Georgi, you're not talking to, let's say, about a player who is strong club player. You're speaking Pragnananda is number 5 in the world, yeah. So
But
to
the way
say-
he lost it,
yeah, but to say, for example, he has no experience in the position, this is impossible case, yeah. It is impossible case. So again, he is number 5 in the world. He knows 100 times more than you and me. But what to me is very strange is to see that Dubov manages to outplay somebody who is like top 5 in the world in with this kind of ease. Yeah, it's like no game. So
But
this is
let's
quite
mention
shocking.
one thing as well. I do understand he's, let's say, number five, but whenever he makes a mistake, it is called a mistake, regardless of which number he is. Bishop g5, bishop f6 was definitely a mistake there with knight d2 setup. So that I do believe that it's due to he hasn't really played enough probably in these positions, because that easily to go down against Dubov without actually getting a play clearly is obvious signs.
I don't know, Georgi.
I
For
mean,
me, it's
obviously, your
just
opponent
strange.
needs to be Dubov probably to make it work. It's not gonna work against anyone. But with the white pieces, like on the 15th move, already
To me, it's just
getting
strange.
entangled with the pieces, not finding, yeah, it's very weird.
No,
I
but
agree with
this
that.
is just strange because when I've been younger, so there've been no Indian players at the top except Anand, and let's say, could
Mhm.
you outplay Anand in no, like zero chance? Could you outplay Liko? Zero chance in that way. Absolutely zero chance. Yeah. If you look at the games between even Kasparov, could Kasparov outplay his opponents? Yes, he did, but not in this kind of way. And Kasparov is the
Mhm.
greatest ever, yeah. So we are not talking about, let's say, Dubov, who is very very strong, but he is not top 5. So Pragnananda is top 5. It's not reversed. So very weird to me. Let's see next the game between Grebnev and Maxima Shilagaf. We're going to see fantastic game by
Uh,
White, unbelievable game by White. So we have Najdorf. The line was f4, which is actually counted to be approximately equal. Very forced line in the beginning, so we have d5. D5 very very nice for those of you who do play Najdorf. You know that. Can we push d5? In case we can, we push. So d5, e takes d5. By the way, Georgi, I think we are offline or we are still online.
we're still
We're
online.
okay.
Actually, we're live.
Yeah,
Yes,
because it shows me that we're
all
offline,
set.
but okay. So d5, of course, in case we can, we play the move d5. It's all theory, take, and long castle. Now Maxim is taking an interesting decision. I guess he could not expect that Grebnev is going to play this line. And still, he takes queen takes g2. Yes, it is maybe the best to take queen takes g2, but you have to trust your memory. Plus, you must be sure that White did not prepare something nasty, because rapid game, very complex position,
And White has
not easy.
17 minutes though.
Yeah, of
They
course.
start with 15, right?
Yeah. So
So that's also something to be considered.
yes, but at this stage, I think it's a great example how much Maxim Shirograph really believes in himself. So
Mhm.
queen takes g2, huge self-confidence. If you don't have it, you don't take on g2. You're just gonna take on d2, and maybe slightly worse, but it's okay. So queen takes g2, rook g1, queen e4. All is still in frames of theory, and queen to b4. So maybe this is the first spot where Maximo Shilograph was not sure what to play next. He thought here for 2 minutes and played the move queen b4. Probably not the best, but on the other hand, again, it's so difficult to play when you are playing a rapid game. Your opponent obviously is in his preparation, and you have so many lines to calculate. So let's say, can I do short castle? How to calculate it within 15 minutes? I think it's impossible, no, Georgi? What would you do here? Would you play
Definitely
queen
not.
b4, or would you risk to play something that is more
I actually
concrete?
would not be taking on G2
You would not
to
take on.
start with
Okay.
there. No, like unless I really know a lot of setup, probably MVL does, but that's the part of the risk. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this time it did not
No,
actually
but
work
queen
out so
g2
well
he
for
knew.
him.
But he knew queen g2, Georgi.
No,
This is
no,
very
that's what not
obvious.
what I'm saying. But here, he didn't know already how to continue from now,
Yes, he
so
was
he risked to
surprised
go
with
for the
rook
setup
g1, yeah.
without knowing all the variations, because there is one sideline or something which might occur there. You forget about it, and you might end up in much worse. But on the other hand, your opponent must know everything by heart as well. So it's high chance that both of you will end up in unknown positions. But it seems like Grebnev was very well prepared here.
Extremely tricky
I
preparation by
rarely
Grebnev.
Oh, by the way, I have a question. this preparation you think is on a better level or the one which Erikaisi had?
No, but
Remember the one
no, but for
at...
the moment we see nothing in the deep from preparation because
Did he
Kuijin.
keep up with the 17 minutes? That's what I'm wondering.
No, but this is a, let's say, very common line, and maybe the move Rook DE1 is something new.
That's what I have in mind.
So
After Rook D1, probably there are many moves for Black
yeah,
probably
of course there
here.
are many moves for
Options
black,
to
many,
check.
many, many. But I think this is one game preparation, uh, not very deep because preparation of Iragasi is something that might change the evaluation of variation. It's completely different level. Grebnev is trying to find some small line that he hopes that Maxim does not remember. And in case Maxim remembers, it's just gonna be a draw. So he's checking your memory, but Iragasi is completely different level. So he's pushing. He's pushing.
Mhm.
This is very different level. In any case, Maxim does not remember the best move, and he plays queen to b4, and rook takes g7. So now we have an endgame. I believe it's slightly better for white. No, what do you think, Georgi?
It does look like it, yes.
It looks
Because
like a
the
little better.
pawn, but just these pawn islands are the key problems for Black, I think. And Black is planning to make a long castle, I assume, right? Long term, if the
Maybe.
light squared bishops will be traded. Oh, it looks more comfortable for white though, but it's still tough to say very precisely what to do. But I would be choosing white for sure.
No, but white is obviously better. This is correct. But the question is, do you
How
have
to continue
chances
there?
to play this for a win, or just slightly better, which should end up in a draw? And in my opinion, it's usually just slightly better. You push a little bit, but finally, as a player like Maximo Shilagraf should be able to hold it because at some moment you will get some rook and game pawn down or something like that. And yes, it is a suffer, but it's not more than just a suffer. So for me, it was very impressive to see how Grebnev manages to outplay Maxima Shilagraf in a rapid game, and Maxim is so strong in rapid. So extremely good example that a player like Grebnev, who is not so famous, 2600 elo, is seems to be just not weaker than somebody like Maxima Shilagraf. Unbelievable. Long castle, all it's pretty normal. Bishop e7 and knight g5. So very nice move, knight to g5. White is provoking black to give up one of the bishops, and this is, well, what we see. Bishop takes g5 because it's hard to protect the bishop on e6. So bishop takes g5, bishop takes g5, rook to d5. Still, it's not obvious that white is having a big advantage because it seems like, alright, white is better, bishop pair, yes, but is it enough to win the game? Bishop f6, rook e8, bishop d3. Maybe a mistake to play bishop d3 because I guess he missed the move knight to b4. So Grebnev is missing knight b4 in my opinion. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong here, but it
No.
seems like he has missed knight to b4.
After knight beef, what was he supposed to play though?
No, but
To say precisely.
you have very many moves. I mean, you might even play something calm like a3. White to rush. You have the bishop pair, so you play a long game, of course, with the bishop pair. Is it much better?
I
No,
see.
but it's slightly better, yeah? So you push, you push, you push, and let's see what happens, yeah? In theory, if we are lucky enough to get like h4, h5, h6, this is bad for black. Because h7 pawn is gonna be long-term in big problems. So bishop d3 looks a bit premature, but maybe he has missed something tactically. Let's see. Rook h5, c3. Very strong move, by the way, c3. Impressive play. Because it looks like it's not so simple to, you have to defend a 2 pawn, at the same time knight d5 coming, at the same time there might be some move like bishop f5 to change everything. Okay, bishop f5 not, but bishop d5 maybe or something, I don't know. c3, very, very good move by Grebnev. Knight to d5, bishop d4, and we have the move for rook d8 being played, which looks normal, no? Georgi, what do you say? Put the rook to
Yes,
d8, we have
absolutely.
knight b4, h2 is hanging, so it still looks like black is holding.
Looks good.
Rook h3, Still, bishop pair. Bishop pair is a bishop pair. And a rook to f2. Solid move. Solid move. Knight before. Good
Knight
play
before
by
is a good
Maximo
one.
Shellgraph. Yeah, he wants to get one of the bishops. This is the main target. Rook d1, also good play by White. So White is playing very strong game actually, very very strong. Rook d1, knight goes
Plus,
back.
Black has a time advantage as well. Just
Yes.
curious how the game ended later, like because it does look like Maxim is in charge,
Yeah, and Grebnev.
in control.
And Grebnev with 3 minutes on the clock, he's not panicking, so he could take and offer a draw. No, White is pushing for a win, so big self-confidence as well by Grebnev. And maybe this confidence, it comes from a lot of blitz play online and probably in Title Tuesdays or wherever they play. Grebnev knows that he's very good. So he keeps on pushing, h6, king d2. Now you will see what Grebnev is gonna do. Very nice. King c7, b3. What a move, no? And he plays this move almost instantly. Very high level play because it's so good positional chess. Perfect play by White.
I just don't want to think that he wanted to defend the pawn on a2. Simply, hopefully, it was more than that.
No, but pawn is hanging, of
but-
course. But in any case, to play, in my opinion, like king d2.
No. King d2 to start.
B3.
Bishop f5 he had, I think, on bishop a2. Might be something more
Maybe he just
concrete,
defended the pawn,
actually.
but okay, I didn't
Yes.
think of that. I
Hopefully
thought-
that's not the case.
Yeah,
Hopefully
maybe,
that's not the
maybe,
case,
maybe
'cause
you're
it
right.
will
Just
take
the pawn
the pawn
hanging
out
and
of
there's
it,
no.
just-
But otherwise, it's just great. King c2.
Looks good,
Well,
yes.
king c2 also
That's a
very
classy
nice.
one.
Rook d2 plus king is nicely placed. It's super high level play by White. It's like he's playing the best moves actually, just spending a couple of seconds. Impressive play. Bishop g2, bishop pair, h6 might get now in trouble after bishop g7. There's rook d2 coming somewhere, and at some moment these 3 pawns will start to move. Bishop f5, king d2,
Nice try.
rook d3, king e2, bishop g6. All right, now the rook is no moves basically. Yeah? Bishop g7, attacking the pawn on h6, king e7, bishop takes h6. Okay, pawn down. But at this moment, he could win the game probably with the move rook f6, but it's very difficult to find. So this is a tough move to play in a rapid game. So he takes, bishop g7, and we have the move rook c5. Georgi, what do you think about the position if black would just change this pair of rooks? You think it's possible to hold it, or you think it's difficult to hold it?
I think it leans more towards winning for white
Winning given
than a draw to me.
Just winning.
Yes.
Georgi
There's a couple of
is not
reasons.
joking. He is not joking.
Yes,
so there is
I
no
think
slightly
that
better,
already
slightly
is-
worse.
No, not at this point. You will tuck the bishop back on c3, dominate the knight, start marching h4, bishop f3,
Wow.
bringing it there. I don't think that black will be able to hold that. No,
I don't know,
think so.
Georgi. To be honest, I'm not as optimistic as you in this position because just very few pieces left on the board. I don't know. I would think that yes, it is maybe plus equal, but more than that, I don't know.
Maybe, let's say, much better, possibly, not like finished and game over and they can just think about what to eat on the dinner occasion, but like or something on that range, I do believe so, yes.
I don't know. I don't know, Georgi.
It's also the outside passer h pawn versus f. Gives white another good advantage. The king might get a bit. The pawn structure on the queen side kind of worries me for black as well. That the bishop is dominating against. If something a3, b4 is possible, but the b7, I'm not sure. G6 bishop a bit off. I would give this around, I don't know, like +1, 1.2, something like that, in my opinion.
Okay, you're very optimistic. So Georgi is very optimistic guy. Personally, I would think
Bishops.
Personally, I would think
Yes.
it's plus equal. There are some chances to win that, but not much more than that. But maybe Georgi, you are right. So Maxim as well thinks that it's not the best to change the rooks, so he keeps the rooks on the board. King e3. All right, solid, and a5. Nice move. Black is trying to change as many pawns as possible because just 3 pawns left. So 2 pawns to go, and then you might be able even to sacrifice a piece for the h pawn, which would lead to a draw. So h4, rook to b5. I don't know why he did not push the move a5, a4, but okay, they're playing a rapid game. Actually, Maxim sought for 2 minutes in this position, so he was
That's a lot.
considering, I guess, yeah, the move a4. So we have rook to b5, check. Bishop f1, rook is in a little bit of trouble, rook c5, bishop g5, so maybe somewhere check, knight b4, bishop c4, pawn is under attack, and we have here the decisive mistake by Maxim Shirograf. But all in all, a very high level game in my opinion, especially for a rapid game, and white is pushing, black is defending, white is pushing, black is defending, and so on. But very high level game. Now black is making just one mistake, knight d5 check. And the thing is that Grebnev has just 14 seconds on the clock, and he finds immediately the win. King d4, b5, and now the winning move, bishop h6. I mean, like, unbelievable, no, Georgi? With just this little time on the clock to see instantly that, yeah, I have bishop h6, so everything is cool. Unbelievable, no? Very impressive.
It does have a lot of things connected to solving Puzzle Racer on Lichess or Puzzle Rush on Chess.com. These guys are solving this kind of positions within seconds that they are covering it, and they are really confident. And I'm just
very impressive.
Like, so he saw this sequence of
Yeah.
king going to d4 to play bishop h6 at the end in seconds.
Because Maxim played instantly. He played instantly with black, knight to d5, like instantly. And in this position, Grebnev sought exactly 9 seconds, because they're getting 10 seconds per move. So he sought for 9 seconds, king d4, bishop h6, game is over. There's
this
no
is
way
too
to
Kartik
save.
level for me, actually.
Very strong.
Too Kartik level, definitely.
So back to the initial question, who is the favorite, the 2-7 guys or 2-6? I don't think there is an easy answer to that, as the World Cup shows. The 2-7 guys are falling. They are falling one after another, yeah? Unbelievable.
And not because of some random blunders, by the way. Let's mention it.
No, but no
So
blunders.
there
They're
is a
getting
win
outplayed.
and there is a win as well. This one is like unbelievable.
Yeah, no, but Grebnev
It's
showed
not in
that he's a
if
better
it
player,
happens
yeah?
on if it happens to one player, okay, but overall it is quite obvious though. It's a big one.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
but
nice.
very, very nice, yeah. Very, very nice. And
Guys, whoever are watching, just give it a thumbs up, please, because there are more people tuning in right now. Just subscribe the channel if you haven't done so. And we have some comments about the short layout being too small and so on. For the short layout, that's how it
Sorry.
looks like. Sorry about that. We're
if-
testing some things.
No,
So
but, no, but actually it's the same with me, because now, just a couple of months ago, I started to wear my first glasses. So without the glasses, everything is getting a little smaller. So that's why I take my glasses, and then the things are getting bigger.
And that's it.
The world is getting
that's a
bigger.
good advice.
Yeah.
Guys, so
that's
Ante,
alright.
you already know what to do.
That's all right, yeah. Next guy who is clearly underrated is Svane Frederick, and playing very, very, very solid, good
Got
chess.
another win.
Do you remember Georgi when he had just, like, I don't remember exactly, 10 minutes, 12 minutes for the next 25 moves against
Oh,
Gukesh
yes, yes.
and G5, yeah?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes, I remember that. We
Yeah,
will get
very,
the
very
glasses then.
impressive,
Perfect. Ante, you're absolutely right. Get it? It's recommended. It will set it
It's
all.
not bad, yeah. So as well here, we saw 2 draws in the first two classical games. Now we are in tiebreak, which Svane won very easily against Shan Sergesyan, and we will see a very beautiful positional game. So again, Italian, this time with a3, sometimes a4, sometimes a3.
I play with a4 actually, this stuff, exactly.
Okay. So bishop e6, your favorite
move.
Oh, Georgi.
Good one.
Knight c3.
But it didn't work.
And a5. So what do we play here with black?
a5?
Play a move.
I don't know about this a5 move. King h8. Moving the knight away and then start the attack. It's, well, h6, g5 always won, so I'm trying to take my shot over.
g5.
Of course.
Okay.
Swan style, actually. That's the best shot, I guess. I'm not sure what's the most precise way.
No, but e5 is quite a good move. The main idea for white here is to go knight to d5 next. So with the pawn on a4, usually it leads to a draw because black can take with the bishop, ed, and plays the move knight to b4. And with the move a3, now knight to d5 is quite dangerous. That's why we see the move a5. So now in case of knight to d5, usually black is sort of in time to play fast move c6. And a5 is quite useful in most of the cases again, yeah? This is what happens. So a5 is very useful move, even if, let's say, you don't like to take on d5 and you want to go like knight b8, which is a typical idea. Next we go knight bd7, next we go c6. Still the move a5 is very useful. So in most of the cases, it's just a useful move. That's why we have the move a5 been played here. h3, so again, white is saying, you played the move a5, what do you want to play next? Bishop takes c4. All is theory, as we can see both players playing very fast. Takes, and knight b8. So a5, quite a useful move, yeah. c5, indeed. Played by Svane. This is an interesting moment as well. He thinks a little bit before playing the move c5. So c5 or no c5? Hard to say. The idea of black, knight d7, c6, and we have this kind of super safe structure for black. Very difficult to break.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious answer. White should play on the king attack. Where is g4?
Where is g4?
Like, where is this king h2? Like,
Georgi is in a good shape today. Georgi just
like,
wants to go.
Come on.
h6, g5, just, g4.
Like, something like it always worked out of nowhere. So I'm just copying it at this point.
Yeah. As well, Georgi, positions are not slightly better, slightly worse, or winning. It's like or winning, yes, or draw, or finished. Lost. By the way,
lost.
It was very funny. We like to joke like that many years ago when Kramnik, he was world champion and he had by far the best openings, by far from all. And we like to joke that Kramnik in his analysis has only 3 evaluations. So he's not stopping when he's better or worse. He has only winning, draw, or lost. if it's not one of these 3, you have to continue analyzing the game. Yeah, it's not enough to be slightly better or just even much better. So you have to be certain. All right.
Who else were actually the biggest theoreticians at that time? Let's say, apart from Kramnik.
All of them been very well prepared. Of course, Vishy Anand been super well prepared. At some moment, Aronian was very well prepared. Topalov at his best age has been very well prepared. But in my opinion, of course, Liko, out of question, one of the best theoreticians. But in my opinion, if we take over long distance, let's say 20 years, I don't think somebody could compete with Kramnik. I don't think so. Because he was working so hard, so strong, great feeling for chess. I don't think there is anybody over that many years that could compete with Kramnik in his preparation. So he would be my favorite. Let's go back to the game. So we have the move c5 because maybe White been not sure what else to play. c5, rook e8. Interesting that Sergesyan Shant is still in his lines, because to play rook e8 over the board is just impossible, and I cannot give you an answer why rook e8 actually, not something like knight d7, which looks as well normal. Georgi, maybe you can give the answer. Why not knight d7? Why rook e8 is so great?
And rook e8 is great as well at the same time.
Probably it's the first line of engine, otherwise he would not play it so fast. So
Rook e8, why is it good? Maybe he considers maneuvering the knight from a6 rather than d7. It is kind of a waiting move for something, which I don't understand.
Yeah, very difficult to understand. We have queen e2, which is pretty normal, and now knight to d7. So no idea. Way to go rook e8 first.
That's not the only thing. What I see some moves right now is even more epic coming.
So take, rook to d1, pretty normal. Now queen b8, c6, queen c7, probably the idea. On the other hand, Black might have played something more simple like queen e7. I think position should be very close to equal. No obvious weaknesses. Slightly better for white, but very, very slightly. Maybe the idea is queen e7, knight to b5, no? To go for knight takes d6 next, but as well, not so obvious everything. So c6, rook to d2, knight c5. This is strange. Why knight c5, Georgi? Would you play knight to c5 or would you play something more safe like bishop c5?
Knight c5 actually, I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, it attacks the pawn right away. And white can defend it with what? Bishop c5, I'll be happy with to see
Bishop
that. So
g5.
bishop g5. And I need to do what? Like bishop e7, knight e6 ideas?
Yes, this is...
Maybe I might have tried it because I'm a bit optimistic on the d4 outpost if you go bishop g5, bishop f6 ideas. Perhaps there's a chance, but bishop c5 looks. You know what I don't like about that? Let's say I go rook d1, and if I do make a trade, and I might not have that the easiest journey to get to d4 square. Even though that looks absolutely fine, so maybe
Rook
knight
d8.
h4 ideas
Let's
should be
change some
played.
pieces on the d file.
Rook d. I'll put the queen on a7 somewhere there. Like this is nowadays chess already. It's mandatory. Knight h4, I think, something like that. Try.
I don't know, it looks to me to be very, very close to equal.
Let's go
Maybe
for rook d6, knight f5, whatever. Some, like let's go for Kartik style at this point, and I don't know.
So, Georgi, is it already winning for white or still some chances for black?
No, I think here it's close to equal, this one, yeah.
Okay,
close to
so
equal.
on this we can agree. Okay, let's see. So knight c5, bishop g5, because the pawn e4 has to be protected. So bishop g5, bishop e7, queen e3, nice move by the way. Bishop takes f6 is a threat, knight e6 sort of forced, he takes, and knight a4, very nice move by white. And the thing is, maybe black has missed this idea knight a4 because knight b6, knight d7 coming. Out of nowhere, not so easy to play. Bishop e7 or knight b6, bishop c5, queen b3, take. Now the question is,
that looks bad.
How to change something on the d file, because in case you don't change something on the b file, on the d file, position might be very bad, very, very bad, because also difficult to play. So,
you know what I'm thinking? Was black supposed to go down that easily? Kind of like knight a4. Is it like a game over case?
I don't know.
Nothing else to be done for black?
No, but there should be something, of course, Georgi. Yeah? There should be something, just probably it's not so easy. Or can we play the move b5?
Let's see.
We have the current...
Here, yeah. Bishop is on f6.
Yes,
okay.
yes, because knight b6, knight d7 is a serious threat, so how to defend from it? There should be a defense.
Let's say if I try to activate the queen, for instance, on c7, is it really that slow?
But black sought for 5 minutes here.
And
let me see if queen b6 or knight b6. This is the question. So what do we put on b6? Or rook to d1. Maybe first rook to d1 actually, not a bad idea. Rook d7 coming next. Rook d8.
And since you're doing that, no, actually I had slightly different thing in mind, but maybe it doesn't work that well. Okay, I need to go rook d8, ed8 probably still.
ed8.
If it changes something.
Okay, I don't think it changes much. Queen b6, I think. Anyway, this move has to be made by white, and I don't know. It's a fight for a draw, but it's quite unpleasant fight for a draw. It's not a draw, so
Hmm.
black has to be careful to survive here. Probably it's possible to survive with black. It should be possible, but not that easy. Yeah?
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
So there is no shortcut, basically,
I don't
right?
know,
Because
Georgi. There
it's
should be, but
that
hard to
heavy,
find.
yes.
Hard to find. He sought for 5 minutes and did not find, so he went into this position and rook a6. So, in my opinion, this is a bad move. So, with rook a6, black is not feeling what is coming. Probably he thought that it's alright, no big deal without a d file, but actually it is a big deal. So, rook d1, knight f8. Maybe he thought that he's doing fine, but I think the position of black is really bad. And the next move of white is so nice. Very, very beautiful positional chess by Svane. h4. Fantastic move. Huge move, h4. I think it's basically a winner, h4, because it's gonna be so unpleasant for black to play against the idea of playing h5. Now we're gonna see why it's so important. Doesn't look important, but it is important. So
He changed the style. No g4 anymore.
no g4 yet. This time h4.
Shifted.
What to do against the move h5? In case black is playing h5, risky, because there might be somewhere queen g5 and problems with the king on g8. So for example, queen g5, h5 is hanging. What to do? If you play g6, we have this rook d8 ideas and so on. So very, very dangerous. In case black is not playing the move h5, so we have h6 being played in the game, because after the move h5 I want to play h6. So probably h6, h5. And here we go. In case white manages to get knight h4, knight f5, the game is done. It is basically completely over. So strategically, in this game, h4 is the game winner, in my opinion.
Yes, that's a really impressive move, though.
Because to play h4 or not to play h4 makes such a huge difference. It's very difficult to improve.
On the
something
other
for white.
hand, just trying to understand what black exactly wants. So they need to bring the rook back on a8 and go rook d8, right? I guess at this point.
Black should
What
try.
else?
Black
Like the
should try,
knight
but
can't
difficult.
really
Difficult.
get activated.
Difficult. I guess, Georgi, the idea of black is something like f6. First to protect the pawn on e5, and then maybe
And bring
try
this.
to bring the rook to d8.
Still doesn't look so optimistic, but yeah, fair point.
So
I like this h4, h5 option a lot.
extremely well played. Extremely well played by Svane. h5. Now g3. Beautiful. The knight is getting to h4. Knight is getting to f5. Black is in panic. King g2 also staying calm. There is no rush. a4. Rook d6. Very nice play, because I think he didn't want to play knight h4 instantly, not to give some chance like queen g5. So no rush with that. Rook d6, f6, and only after the move of course f6 is looking horrible, to be honest. This is a very bad move, f6. Knight h4, I think the game is done. What a domination of the white pieces, no? I mean, look at that. Horrible. It looks just horrible. Rook d7, queen g4, queen c4. Such a knight on f5.
This is a perfect example of what to avoid.
Yeah, or how to play with white.
Yes.
Very good play by the German player, and he is outplaying someone with 2-6-64. It looks like a game in on Title Tuesday, where just white is much better. So what to do? The white player is the stronger one and outplays so easily. But in fact, yeah, very impressive.
Wow.
Black decides to sacrifice a pawn with knight d4, but hopeless. This is completely
I guess
hopeless.
practical, but it's just that there is nothing else.
Yeah, also very nice play till the end by Svane. There is a little mate coming on d8. Take, king f8. What a domination. Zero chance basically for black. Literally zero. 3 pawns versus 1 pawn. 3 usually wins. Georgi, how? Because you like to evaluate positions which are slightly better, like completely crushing. So
White
your
is winning,
evaluation,
yes. White
your
is winning.
no, but white is winning. But
White is crushing.
what is more than
Yes.
winning? Because for you, like slight advantage is a complete win. But now we have 3 pawns versus one. So how would you
White
call
is
it?
winning, I would say 1-0
1-0. Yeah,
already.
just 1-0.
Yes.
Call the arbiter.
Yes, immediately.
Okay, so we have the move h5. Yeah, hard to call it a fight because there is no fight. And yeah, Svane wins. Impressive, no, Georgi? Extremely high
Definitely.
level. I mean, just extremely high level play.
Let's not forget it is in
And
rapid.
yeah,
It's not even classical, these moves.
yes,
Bravo.
yeah, very, very impressive. Okay, let's go to the match. In my opinion, this was the toughest match of the round. We have Matsudlu against VE. So Matsudlu, super strong and rapid in blitz chess. The same with VE, very strong and rapid, very strong in blitz. In classical chess, as we can see, 2700 versus 2750. So it is definitely in the match of the round 4. And after the first 2 draws, the 2 guys started to play rapid and very interesting games actually. But a lot of draws, a lot of draws, a lot of draws. Still, we go to the blitz games and let us check the blitz games. A lot of action, a lot of mistakes, of course, because these are the blitz games, but so good to watch. So Matsudlu Parham is white against VE, who is black. We have a blitz game, as you can see, 5 minutes plus 3 seconds per move. Nimzo, we have the Nimzo, this time not the Giri line with move rook e8, we have straight the move d5, a3, quite interesting. So no knight e2, no knight f3, or c takes d5. We have the move a3, take, 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 and c5. This is the main line. Usually, this is being considered as completely okay for black. Georgi, your opinion about this line of Nimzo?
I've been playing this with the black pieces for a long time. And I think black is really doing fine there. I liked to play these setups, actually.
Okay.
No particular reason why to not play this with white. I guess it's relatively double-edged, but I think it's definitely one of the best shots. About bishop e2, this I don't know. I know about the queen e2,
I think
but bishop
Georgi not
e2 is
here.
the line.
No, bishop e2 is the main. You have bishop a2 and bishop e2, because I think queen e2 is not here because we have this b5 move.
Yeah, not right there, yeah. Okay, yeah, fair point. Not
So
there.
bishop
Bishop
e2 is
yes,
one of the main,
b6.
and b6 is also one of the main. So here, black can choose
Yes.
from a couple of different setups. There is a setup with a b6. This is what we see in the game, very safe setup. And another setup here is to play knight c6 followed by e5. So this is the other setup that is possible. I don't know which one is better. I think both is playable, but in the current game we have the move b6 being played, bishop b2, all is still theory. And here is very important to take cd first. This is absolutely correct because we force white to take cd and bishop a6. So we change the bishop. Knight e5, all is still theory. Takes, takes, knight fd7, nice move, very nice move by black. Cool, no? What do you say about knight
Yeah, I think black is about to solve all the problems now.
Knight d3? I don't know. So very interesting game also from theoretical point of view. Also this move order of white is the best.
Let's
very
say
strong.
the 95 is a good shot indeed there. Probably a lot of people will be just making a castle and continuing and would like to get away with everything. Probably bishop e2, queen e2, knight bd7, and then queen b7. But I have one question. So after 95, bishop e2,
Yes, Georgi,
queen e2.
we're gonna check it in a second. Knight e5 is sort of a new move order. Before, usually white been taking, knight takes a6 and playing short castle because the knight is very bad. So usually here black queen b7 because we control the square e4, so we don't let white playing e4 obviously, and it moves like queen e2, the best move for black. was to play knight b8 back. Because we're bringing back the knight, we don't have obvious weaknesses, and the things are fine. There is also still no e4. Oh, sorry. I have a weak control over the mouse here. So there is no e4, and black is more or less fine. So we start to change everything on the c file in case the white doubles on the c file. So this been like previously played, and here we have the idea of knight e5 by Matsudlub is very fast f3 e4 idea, so quite nice. Georgi, sorry for the interruption, but just to know a little bit the story of this.
Sure. So basically, after bishop e2, queen e2 ideas, knight fd7 is specifically to cover up the c6 outpost, right?
Knight is
So
doing
there is no
usually
rook
not so
c1,
well
knight
on
c6.
Georgi, I think the main reason is that white is not the knight is not doing so well on f6. In the future, white is gonna play f3 e4, and then we have the bad knight on f6. So in case we cannot prevent this f3 e4, then of course knight fd7 is usually the solution. So we have more or less same idea as well on the Catalan, which is closed, closed Catalan with bishop before bishop e7, then c6.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Similarity is there in case we cannot avoid this e4 f3 structure. Then let's go immediately knight fd7, and let's see what we can do with a knight on b8, which usually goes over c6 to a5. And we continue changing on the c file.
It is not connected to rook c1, knight c6 as well, right? Let's say with a concrete way, for instance.
No, but usually you cannot keep the knight on c6. No. But there is no way to keep the knight on c6 for a long time. I can play knight b8, so you cannot.
What do you think about, let's say, if the ending will occur? Let's say after rook c1, queen b7. Probably it will not be traded, but still queen f3 ideas
this is
in general.
Equal. This is what black wants to reach usually. This is completely
nothing special.
No,
yes,
it's completely equal. So endgame is in most of the cases completely equal. So not even slightly better, but just completely equal. The idea of white is usually to keep the queens on the board. You go f3, you go e4. You try to keep the both pairs of rooks on the board, and then you go d5. This is the only idea that white has. And
knight f7 is a smart move for that.
Knight fd7, yes, he's getting ready for that, yeah. So quite, but again, this is still theory, so both of them, they knew what they're doing. We thought here for a minute. Actually, I don't know why he thought here for a minute, but yeah. We have knight fd7, knight d3, knight c6, I think. Very, very logical play. Short castle, rook c8, rook d1. So you see the difference, yeah. He's never gonna play rook to c1, because black wants to change the pieces. So rook d1, very nice play by Matsudlu, knight a5 and d5, beautiful. And I think black missed the move d5. So first miss by VE.
That's a beautiful move. Maybe in the tournament.
First miss by VE in the tournament, yeah. So he played like, I don't know, 15 games so far. The first little miss. Yes.
In the tournament, for sure.
Could be. Maybe black should have been more careful, for example, to start first with queen b7, or because this move d5, unpleasant and also impressive that Parham, he sees this kind of chances. Very high level play by both, very, very strong. But no, this is not what impressed me the most. So what impressed me the most is, okay, we have the move e5, because to take on d5 now is like extremely dangerous. Queen g4, knight f4, so black might not survive this. Georgi would say just 1-0.
Yes.
So d5, e5, very impressive play by Parham, because it's like, all right, black is having the c file, not looking so easy. Knight c4 is getting next. f4, and Parham plays f4 instantly. Extremely strong. Both of the guys are just so good. d5 followed by f4, and this is not after half an hour of thinking. Okay, half an hour we play blitz game, but let's say you spend 1 minute and you play d5 f4. No, no time spent. Best move d5, best move f4. This is high level. Georgi, could you do that?
Wow. I wish. I wish.
Very, very impressive.
Only if I touch. Okay, d5. Yes, I guess, but follow it up with f4 in seconds. I'm not sure.
Impressive. And even more
Yes.
impressive was that when I saw the game, well, I like to check chess without an engine, so I'm thinking, well, black is in trouble. What to do? E5 pawn is hanging to take on f4. I guess it's gonna end with a mate. What to do for black? I would panic here with black because I would think, looking very bad. What should I do? Just 3 minutes on the clock, and VE finds the best defense. And this is like such a high level of defense. Incredible. So, knight c4. Alright, this looks normal. Maybe an average player would just play knight c4 because he misses f takes e5 because he thinks I can take back, but actually black cannot take back because there is d6 in between.
d6, yes.
But still, knight c4 is best. And takes, and queen c4. Here, VE makes the first error. So instead of queen c4, if VE would have went queen c3, position is equal. But can you imagine to find such a defense, Georgi? Knight c4, knight b2. It looks like you resign with black, no? d5, e5.
I think the arbiter would approach me.
Georgi is a man of strong decisions. There is no halfway.
Yes.
If
You
Georgi
tell
is
me,
white,
how are you doing?
if
How is
Georgi is
life?
white, VE would play Georgi queen c3. Georgi says, "Please, arbiter."
Arbiter, how are you doing already? Okay, well, that's a big
That's
one.
it for you,
It's a
VE.
big one.
Yeah, time to go back to
Yes.
Beijing.
Yes, unfortunately, your trip ends here, I would say.
Unbelievable strong defense. I mean, how to see something like that? I don't know. Like e5 is hanging, and you have 3 minutes on the clock. You play knight c4. You take within 30 seconds. And okay, queen c4 is a mistake, but in case you would play queen c3, position is still approximately equal. What a play! Just what a play!
That's
How
amazing.
to see that with pawn on e5, pawn on d5 position is equal?
Maybe it was
strong you
that
have to be.
bad on the king side assault, like f4, queen g4 coming, that he was like, I'm too old for that. And he just took on b2 and went for it.
I
I
don't
think
think
this
so,
was
Georgi.
going on back in his mind there.
I don't think so. VE is forever young. So queen c4. So first arrow by VE, and after queen to d4, indeed trouble starts. So pawn down. Still things are not easy. Queen b3. Parham plays rook b1. Nice move. White should not allow black to play rook c4 next. So I have rook b1 take, rook a1, queen b3, rook f b1. As well, Parham plays a great game with white. Queen c2, knight b4, so he brings the knight to c6. That's correct. And rook e8. So we have this pressure on the pawn on e5. e4. This was not the best. Maybe the first error of Parham so far. So white's position is, of course, much better. But things are far from easy. It looks like white should win in the next couple of moves, but it's not that simple because e5 is weak, so theoretically it can be attacked. Rook b1 is under attack, so there is no rook takes. a7 at the moment, that's why we see the move e4 by Parham. He closes the queen and he makes a huge trap. Rook takes c6. What would you play here, Georgi? Would you just take it? Or
There is another option. I guess I should e6 as well.
is it working or no? I don't know. Because
What I think is that
maybe
black
it's not
can't even
working
take
actually, no?
rook e6 even,
No, but e6 probably is not
just
working.
if
actually.
they wanted to.
Yeah. e6 does
Yeah,
not
that's
work.
what I thought there. So if I
So
take,
we have to take.
queen
takes.
takes,
In time to take e5
Knight
or
e5.
not in time to take e5?
that's a good question. What should white do? That's a nice one to ask.
Maybe just to take, but
Take knight e5.
okay, slowly I'm gonna win the pawn on
something.
b6. But is it a win or is it a draw? So is there a chance for a fortress? Let's say we would take away the queens, b6 is falling, and then we have this 3 versus 3, rook versus knight. Is it a draw or is it a win? I guess it is a win, no?
Looks more towards the win,
Yeah.
yes.
So this
Leans
is why
towards that, yes.
maybe we is not doing that. He plays queen g5, very tricky move, and I think it is the best. e5 is hanging. How to defend upon e5? Parham is playing h4
And
after 1 minute
also-
of thinking.
Also, quite unpleasant is that after queen g5, there is no rook a7 anymore to play knight e7 because the queen covers it. So there is knight e5.
Yes.
And he played e4 just to protect the rook on b1, basically, because it was under attack there. Just he thought that rook a7, everything is coming, but such a nice resource, queen g5. And all of a
nice.
sudden, everything is under control.
h4, also
H4.
good move by white. Queen g3, good move by black. Of course, black does not take h4 because who needs a pawn on the h file? So we have queen g3, continuous attack on e5, and actually black won this game, Georgi. Black has won this game, so Parham overpushed. e6, maybe not the best, but what to advise here? Knight takes e5 is coming next, and probably it's gonna be a draw, so e6, take, rook takes a7. 44 seconds for Parham, 40 seconds for VE. VE is thinking for more than 20 seconds and is playing the best move, rook c7. Just the best. Takes, e5. Now 10 seconds for Parham, 19 seconds for VE. Knight c5, the best. Rook f1, queen d7, the best. And takes. Now Parham plays for a win with knight takes d5. Okay, he should have already made make a draw because
Draw, yes.
to win against VE is a difficult task, and position is at least not better for white. So knight d5, rook d8, the best. Rook d1, the knight has to be protected on d5. King h8, beautiful. To go out of some tricks. Queen c4, queen e6, queen d4, h6. What a control, no, Georgi?
Just in case.
Staying
yes.
so cool with 7 seconds on the clock. Parham 5 seconds. Both players playing just the best moves. h5, queen f7. Again, VE controls the game. g4. Huge mistake by Parham. He panicked. He panicked having 7 seconds on the clock. He was not sure how to defend the pawn on h5. He panics with the move g4 and queen f3. Rook
Yeah,
d2.
we need to demand the boot camp of Swane when to push the pawn and which occasions it's comfortable. If we will try to reach out, ladies and gentlemen, and if we get the answer back with great pleasure, we can check it out.
So
Him and One Forest as well. Like actually, it's the same plan. King h2, bring the rook on the g file and push g4. Exactly same. Just didn't work out.
But
well this time.
actually, Idani played it first, Georgi.
Idani was the first one. Okay, so we need to.
You need to contact a lot of people. Yeah, not easy. So, knight e6, attacking the queen, and queen takes e5 coming next, and VE wins. Impressive play. Of course, very sad end for Parham. He did not deserve to lose this game, so he was pushing, he had a chance to win, but very, very high level game, no, Georgi? Both players very strong. And let's take a look at the last game. So now we have VE with the white pieces. Parham needs to win with the black pieces. Probably he was already very upset that he lost this position. So not an easy psychologically to play for a win. Still, Parham is so dangerous. We have knight off with a move g3, e5, knight to b3, h5. Wow. Parham is not joking, so he's pushing immediately h5, bishop g5. Usually h5 is not the right way to go. Bishop e7, queen d2, very, very safe approach by white. Bishop e6, take, and long castle. So white wins at tempo. Bishop g5. Looking strange, bishop g5, not to provoke a fork, Georgi. I don't know.
Because it does look like f4 in any case should be coming probably sooner or later.
Yes, I think Parham is quite upset.
Knight c5.
Knight c5. Yeah. VE is
Oh,
merciless, so I think I would play like king b1 automatically without even
yeah, looks so
thinking.
simple to plot.
Yeah.
Knight c5.
Knight c5. Yeah, the bishop on e6 is under attack. Queen e7. Parham finds nothing better. White takes on d6. Just the best moves. Yeah, VE is always playing the best moves, so it's very easy for him to be a chess player because he knows every time what is actually the best move in the position. Queen d6, so impressive here because again, I think in case I would play a blitz game and draw is enough, let me take the bishop, let me play king b1, and
Yes, and
most
that's
probably
it.
I'm not gonna lose the game. But VE plays just the best. Now king to b1. All right, knight c6 takes knight to d5. Yeah, completely crushing Parham. Knight is under
Finished.
attack, king is in the center, so the game is basically done. Takes rook d7, bishop c4 coming next. The c pawn is going to be a queen. So c7, g5, rook d6, king has to go back, bishop takes a6. What a crush, no? Georgi, one way, no?
Wow.
Just one
Wow.
way game. c8,
Hmm.
f3, not so dangerous. Rook c6 and c3. Let's stay calm.
Just bring the king
Yeah,
in.
he's just joking. He is just joking with Parham. f5.
And he moved the king all the way to f5.
Yeah.
I have a question. Did he ever use the h rook?
Let's see, but I don't think so. h4.
No
Parham is
need,
trying,
right?
but against VE,
Nice tricks, but
hopeless. Just
yeah,
hopeless.
it takes so
I mean, what a
much.
game, no, Georgi? What a
Wow.
game and what a level of play by VE. After four rapid games, usually people get a bit tired, but not VE.
He got better. He warmed
He
up.
warmed up, yeah. Incredible. I mean, so impressive play by VE. I think in case he can keep up this level, he should be the favorite to win the World Cup. I think because with
Yes.
such a level of play, I don't know who
Okay,
could stop him.
since who is in it? I think at this point, who do we have left now? Let's say which players are left.
From the top players, we have Iragasi, we have Aronian from the top, we have VE, and I think that's it from the very top.
Ronian, Eric, I see. I don't think someone from the very top will be winning. Actually, at this point, I think now it's either Swane winning
Svane.
it. Why not? Let's go for it. By the way, who were your trio? I'm just trying to think.
My
Which
stream.
players
No,
he
but
chose?
I think
Yes.
actually I had Iragasi, but I'm not so sure. But I think I had Iragasi, I had Rapport, and who else I had? I'm always
Don't
forgetting.
remember. Mine, everyone is out. Whoever I chose, actually, all of them.
For me, eventually, it's Iragasi who is still in the game. Yeah. So, all right.
Mhm.
Another game which I think is just a must see. It is the sudden death game between Lodici and Sevian Samuel. Not because it's a very high level game, but because it's just a sudden death game. They had a crazy match, and if we look at the results, so first two classical games draw, then draw in the rapid, and then win loss win loss. So one guy was always going ahead, recovering, going ahead, recovering, and finally we see the sudden death. Uh, Lodici, in my opinion, the biggest surprise of the World Cup. He played so good chess till the current match. Actually, with Sevian, a lot of mistakes by Lodici, but till this match, he showed great chess, very convincing wins in most of the matches, and if we look at his elo, just 2572 to take out one 2700 after another. Very impressive, no, Georgi?
No doubt. And he eliminated Hans Niemann on the first match, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
or the second round, which is also quite big too.
Yes. Not easy. Not easy to
Oh,
beat Hans Niemann. All right, so sudden death. Both players are exhausted. The nerves are exhausted. Still, somebody has to go to the next round of World Cup. White needs to win. White is with 4 minutes. Black has to hold the draw. Black is 2 minutes 45 seconds. Knight f3, knight c6. They played a lot of games on the Italian, and Lodici continues playing the Italian. A4 line, bishop a3. Actually, these move orders are so irritating to me because I don't understand like why to start with move a4 and then bishop e3. Looks a bit weird,
I
but
don't know, but I like what happened next. White made the correct
take,
choice,
take,
bishop
and
e3.
take.
But that is the best quality game at so far. Like
Boring is good.
this is literally the high class how to play with both of the sides. Bishop e3, bishop
Orgy likes to
e6.
joke, yeah. And now bishop takes e6, f takes e6. Actually, if we would look at this game and we would not know that white has to win the game, we would think that the white player just tries to make a draw, no?
Yes.
So weird opening choice by Lodici. You have to win the game, you have more time, and you're going for something which is just symmetrical. Changing two pieces, I don't know. It makes to me not much sense to play a sudden death game where you have to win one of the most solid things possible. Strange. Georgi, would you do the same or would you choose something else?
If I want to flag my opponent, maybe yes.
How
But
strong are
it's
your
not
flagging
possible right
skills?
there. I'm okay. I'm decent.
So you like to make the people angry, yeah?
Actually, I've done it many times, and I was not the devil in the beginning. When
Okay.
I was losing king and rook versus king and rook positions, no pawns
You mean
at all.
online, yeah?
Yes, that's when I started to become merciless there, and every single opportunity I'm getting, I'm going for the flag as well there if possible.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
I lost my dignity right after I lost that one, and I got so pissed. And then there was another game that I lost something similar. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Enough is enough.
I'm coming back there. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, no jokes with Georgi. In case you face him, for example, in a friendly blitz game, he's just gonna flank you in case he can, yeah? And literally, it doesn't matter. You can play bishop versus bishop opposite color.
Just
He
say,
is
just game
just
goes
gonna
on.
outpush you. What a friendly guy. Okay, so let's see what happens later in this game. Queen e2, let's continue. We have d5 and knight c3. It feels like white is playing symmetrical position with the tempo down. Actually,
Yes,
so
exactly.
little strange. Short castle, long castle. So this
I'm
is
still trying to figure out what the a pawn is doing there.
I think it would be better to have the pawn on a2 when you long castle. Of course, long castle is like the first move you do to play for a win, but the previous 10 you did to make a draw. It makes no sense because, okay, play the short castle, play a long game, you might get a chance. But to play now a long castle, so before you have an equal position, after long castle you're just much worse, it does not make any sense. This is pity. Maybe a bit of experience. This is what Lodici been lacking because he played so well before this match with Sevian, and personally I've been cheering for him because I thought another day, another 2700 for Lodici to crush. Feels a bit pity to see him playing the most important game, maybe of his life actually, in this kind of way. Yeah, maybe lack of experience, maybe a little bit nervous. So long
I've
castle.
heard that it actually affected on him badly, and behind the scenes, like, was extremely emotional
Very emotional.
right
Yeah.
after this game. Yes, extremely emotional.
What happened, Georgi? I haven't.
Oh, like quite far, almost immediately. Yes, just very emotional.
Okay, this can happen. Yeah, sudden death. So king to b1, a6. Black is getting ready for the move b5. There is not much white can do, and g4. So this looks like a huge gamble First of all, not so obvious what is going to happen in case black takes a pawn. As well, g5 is not such a dangerous threat, and of course black has this opportunity of playing d4 straight away. Take. It gets a bit tactical. e5, knight takes e5, good move. Knight takes e5, d takes c3, and queen b4 coming next. Knight d5 coming next. Georgi would say it's 0-1. It's already not even much better or completely winning. It's just 0-1. So we
Actually,
are move
it
16.
is,
It's
because
over.
white has got no counterplay whatsoever. Just because it's sudden death, probably the nerves will play a big role at this point, but that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
Yes.
Other than that, it feels like white is without any counterplay, and only black is going to throw some pawns or every attack on the queen side. Yeah, this a4, it's like a mystery to me as well. Like, I'm still trying to get into the depth of this move.
No idea, Georgi, way 4 been played. So king takes b2. Still, maybe white could hope for a draw by winning back the pawn on e6, but white has to win. So that's why we have the move king b2 being played, queen a4, because the rest of the game, let's do it very fast, because it just makes no sense, because he has to play with white for a win. Black just gives perpetual check in a winning position because it's enough. So yeah, this is really tough to watch. Black is trying to make a draw, having 2
It's
pawns
not
up,
happening.
or 3 pawns up, or 10 pawns up already. So yes, endgame b4. Now, yeah, there is really no way to play on. So game ends with a win for Sevian, and Sevian Samuel is in the next round of World Cup. Huge match, big fighting spirit by both. I think Lodice actually deserved to win the match. He had so many opportunities to finish the match in his favor. He missed, and he missed again, and yeah, finally, no luck in the sudden death game, but huge fight between the two guys. Yeah, Georgi, what do you say?
I really didn't think he would go that far, actually.
No
I
way.
also
No.
thought the
Usually
same about
round 1 is over.
Sevian Samuel as well, actually. Also is quite impressive, his run too. He's one of the only 2700s which are still holding on, so it's quite impressive too. But okay, this was something which I was worried about the most. I was truly deeply supporting Leko, but fast time controls, I didn't have big hope at all.
Yes, it's difficult for Liko to fight against Iragasi in rapid chess. And Iragasi is absolutely merciless. He's playing so cool, calculating well, playing fast. He looks so confident. And let's take a look at the first game from the rapid match. Liko lost the match basically with this game because he felt, I guess, there is no chance just against Iragasi. Iragasi is playing some sideline with bishop c5 of the Spanish, because for Iragasi it literally does not matter. We have the move d5, ed, queen d5, knight c3, and queen to e6. I guess psychologically, Liko, he's had nothing against making a draw with white. I think with a draw, Liko would be quite happy. And queen e6, it forces white to play on. Because in case the position of white would be not that good, I think Liko would just play queen e3 and he would say, maybe let's go for the next game. We played enough.
On the other hand, Erigaisi does it for a living. Provoking things, actually, and getting some action there. I mean, this is his main job, actually.
Yeah.
The guy has played 150 open tournaments in the last 2 years or something, so he has mastered it.
Incredible.
I think his understanding of psychology should be very high level at this point.
I think
knowing what is coming.
I think he never thought about it, Georgi, to be honest. I think
naturally it came through. Yes.
He just crushes.
He does it naturally.
He just doesn't care. He works a lot. he chooses opening and he just crushes you. So way to think about psychology. I think a lot of thoughts about psychology is usually done by the people who lose a lot, because they try to figure out why something happens and why something should not happen, etc., etc., etc. Imagine the feeling. You
And
come to the board, you win like 8 games out of 10 you play. I mean, you don't need to have too many thoughts, no, about psychology. So
definitely,
more
you just
easier
play queen
approach.
e6 and move on there.
Yeah, just not a big deal. So queen b6, rook takes e5, knight g6, rook e1, and bishop e6. Also quite a difficult move to play, in my opinion, bishop e6, because it allows white to push d5 with a tempo. White has a safe position, and white should be doing a little better here, I guess. No, Georgi? Hard to imagine black doing better here, in my
Yes, I
opinion.
like white's position more.
Yes, should be a
And
little better. Liko is
I
thinking.
can hide my king easily, so it's not that big deal. And pieces look
No,
way more
but
active. So.
yeah, you might play like king b1, bishop c2, and I guess this is what Peter would do in normal circumstances. But he sat here for a while and plays h4. So he thinks 7 minutes out of 15 he has, and he plays h4. And of course, h4 is the right way to go in case black cannot take on h4. So h5, h6 is a very dangerous threat. Iragasi thinks for 0 seconds and takes h4. So how to fight someone that can take pre-move knight h4? Yeah, very difficult.
I
Very,
think
very
he was
difficult.
even annoyed that he has to waste time to make a move, even like at this point.
Yeah. So
Unbothered completely.
no, but of course I mean, you have 7 minutes to think about the position. So you start to think about moves like d5 first, bishop c2, king b1, something normal. Then you think, all right, what I'm gonna do in case opponent plays h4. Then you think, all right, probably I'm gonna take on h4. But then a normal guy, when h4 happens, a normal chess player, he will think, okay, I wanted to take on h4, but let me double check. Because actually now I have 11 minutes against the 8 minutes of Liko. But Iragasi, no, there is no double checking. There is like instant take. Probably he thought, what a mistake by white. The guy just gives me pawn, so bam. And the pawn is done.
I think that's how he thinks, actually, really. During the games,
it's
there is a
possible.
huge chance that he just thinks that, okay, well, I just...
No, but maybe
it's a free pawn.
No, but maybe he thought Liko, this guy, completely overrated. I mean, he just blunders pawn, thinks for 7 minutes and blunders pawn. What a player! So knight takes h4, rook h1, knight g6, and indeed it's hard to find compensation for white. d5, rook d8. Yes, nice pin on the d file. Queen g5, and I guess Liko missed the next move of black. It is h6. Because otherwise I cannot explain. Probably white thought that after queen g5 there's gonna be a huge mess. At some moment queen h5, at some moment rook takes h7, some very tricky positions, but after h6 white can just resign. Queen h5, bishop d7, there is no attack, there is no nothing. So white is hoping to fight a little bit for a draw, but there is no fight against Iragasi. So rook e8, g3, knight e5, queen f5, and another extremely impressive move by black. Georgi, what do you think about the move queen
g6 there.
Yeah, what do you think about
I
it?
would do that, actually.
Yes?
I would do that. If I would have seen that, I would play it. Because upper pawn, just trade it off, that's it. Like, I would gladly play the move like queen g6.
I find it quite difficult to play a move like queen g6. Black is obviously doing much better. The white king is pretty bad. You have like 6 minutes versus 2. Do you go for an endgame? I don't know.
I would be like, if I would be a Regaisi, yes, because like a completely unbothered extra pawn, thinking why Peter Leko has 2600, no need. And,
no need, yeah.
Well,
seems
sure,
to be everything
yes.
easy. And actually, this pawn structure with FG is maybe is even better than to have the pawn on f7. Why is it better? Because black is gonna play g5, g4, h5, g5, and h4. So looks a bit funny. F takes g6, but is the best. Huge play by Iragasi. Knight f3, rook f7. The rest is just too easy. So here we go. G5, b6, of course. No jumps for Liko. d6. This is desperation. This is just a sign of desperation. Takes, takes. Knight e5. Rook takes d6. Rook takes f2. Complete game over. Zero chances for white to survive this. Knight g4. Rook f3. g3 pawn. Here we go. The queen is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Just zero chance, yeah. But it's like
Ooh.
you have a when you watch such a game, what kind of impression you have, Georgi? Do you have impression that the guy like Peter Liko even has a slightest chance to survive?
No, actually, I kind of felt it when they were going into the fast time control territory because, okay, if you're not that active player and you play someone like Regaisi fast time control, it's not a good
It's very
sign.
difficult, yeah. It's very difficult.
Definitely. So I didn't have good expectations either before the games even started. So I guess just because of my preparation that nothing exciting will be, that happened. I mean, I don't want to downgrade Peter Leko by any means. Just when it comes to fast time controls, it's completely different chess. So it's
Yes, yes, yes.
not what he is
You're
used
right,
to.
yeah.
Like
It's very
really.
hard to play Ragazzi in rapid or in blitz chess, yeah. So, very interesting tiebreaks today. A lot of favorites are leaving the World Cup. Let's see what happens tomorrow. First classical game, or they have a break day. I think they play tomorrow, no, Georgi, if I'm not mistaken.
Need
So,
to double check it.
Tomorrow, the first round of the round 5 of the World Cup. We have more 2600 players left than 2700. A very rare case.
No day off.
Day
They
off.
have it. They have the game. No,
They
no,
have the game,
no
yeah,
day off.
yeah.
They have the game. Yes.
Okay, okay. So let's see tomorrow if the last of the 2700 will leave the tournament. For the moment, I think just 3 left. Yeah. So we have VE, we have Iragasi, and we have Aronian. That's it. I think maybe. Who else? Sevian, yes, 2701. Yeah. Okay. And Sevian with 2701. Just on the limit. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Georgi, your last words for today.
Thanks everyone for watching actually, and just subscribe, give it a like to the streams, and support us so we can create a lot of interesting educational videos for you.
Yeah, so thank you all. Please subscribe, it helps a lot in the beginning. Sometimes we feel a little funny when there are 0 people watching. Then we have just a personal discussion with Georgi. Good to have, but feels a bit strange, yeah. So thank you all. Wish you a nice evening, and till tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.